Would it shock you to find out that you, my friend, are actually an energy being living out your materialistic existence contained within a vessel, the vessel being the human form? Also, with that being said, you have a limited energy supply when you are contained within the vessel. Why is it that you consistently hold on to poison rather than letting it go? What do I mean by the terminology poison? This, my friends, is your hatred. This is also the wants, needs, and desires to punish. This is you suppressing your spiritual evolution to hold on to negative impulses, negative thoughts, negative feelings, negative situations, yada, yada, yada. And in this video, I'm going to tell you a little bit of a hack, a little bit of a solution to the problem that each and every one of you probably have been facing, currently are still facing, and are finding it difficult to move on. If you're new to the channel, my name is Psychic Medium Jordan Coburn, and I can prove with evidence, my friends, of the afterlife. I've helped thousands of people already on this earth plane to once again be able to reach out and contact their loved ones in spirit from the understandings and the teachings, and now it's your turn. Each and every one of you can become great mediums, and here at Help Heal Serve, we can give you the very foundations to forge your own unique understanding. Not to mention, we have the loving and supporting Help Heal Serve family. I'd like to say a big massive thank you to all of the channel members. You're smashing it. Thank you to everyone who likes, comments, shares, and subscribes to the channel. It means a lot to each and every one of us. And thank you for letting me know down in the comment section, Help Heal Serve. I have been watching. Also, before we go into this video, let me know down in the comment section if there's anything that you don't understand with this video, and we'll be sure to do a follow-up. Okay, this is going to be a difficult one, because this is where I'm going to tell you to eat a piece of humble pie. This is going to a lot of you, going to offend a lot of you, if I'm completely honest and straight out the gates. And it's not because I've got nasty intentions, but what you've got to understand is in this life, you do not get the time back. You do not get any second of any day back. It's gone. However, there are a lot of you who are wanting to become mediums, or you are wanting to spiritually grow, but there are negative things that you are holding on to. This may be a past relationship. This may be because you've been in an abusive relationship. This may be blah, 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 blah. There's many different, listen, you've all got your different lives. You've all got, each and every one of you have got the worst case scenario going than the next person. It's true, isn't it? Because you think you have been so hardly done to than somebody else. The harsh reality of it is we need to understand and accept things that have happened we can't change. And we have to accept and acknowledge what we need to do going forward. Now, I'm going to let you all in on a little secret. Me as a person, I held on to a lot of hatred. I held on to a lot of different things that I shouldn't have been holding on to. And when those shackles of my humanistic consciousness were obliterated by the spirit world, I was given the light, I was shown. And when I say light, I don't mean that in a spiritual sense. I mean that the darkened abyss that encompassed my human form had been obliterated by a new way of thinking. Each and every one of you, at some part along your divine spiritual path, have endured hardships. You've all endured relationship breakdowns. You may have lost someone. You may have fell out with someone. You may have experienced, there's many different things. And whilst I'm in no way, shape or form saying that it's tough, it's happened, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is you now are choosing, you are actively making the decision to continuously go through those emotions, those cycles. And it's time for you to acknowledge that, yes, it's happened. Yes, we can blame other people, irrespective to whether we had some fault in it or not. Forget about that. It's all right to blame others, but what you've got to understand is you won't get this time back. And it's my job and my responsibility from this video to highlight the message that the spirit world taught me, which we're going to come to towards the end of this video. But it's pivotal for each and every one of you to know when you are coming into mediumship, or you are coming into self-development, you are coming into many different aspects of your being. We have to take accountability. We can't just pass the buck. And again, I'm not saying that you have caused these things to happen. I'm not saying that, but you're missing the point here. The point is it's happened now. The point is we can't go back now. The point is you don't get any time back. So why are you allowing that poison to negatively impact your world going forward? Why are you welcoming the thoughts and the emotions and welcoming all of that negativity in your world? And I don't mean negativity in a spiritualist sense and blah, blah, blah. Listen, keep it basic and keep it simple. Unfortunately, you experienced a situation that you now have no control over, whether that be loved ones left you, whether that be somebody's departed the materialistic plane, whether that be you were a victim of some. It's all of these are very, very real, very, very, very credible things. And each and every one of you can become the victim, but it's not a weakness to accept that we need to move on. It's not a weakness to accept that, yes, we've been through this. Yes, we are a survivor. Look where we are now. Look at it. We've been through that. And look at the potential that we now have. It didn't kill us. We are stronger now. And the message is very, very clear. You have to understand that you as a person are going to be the sculptors of your own journey. If you want to sit and feel sorry for yourself and consistently regurgitate the situation and be that victim that I've just mentioned, then this video isn't for you, my friend. This video is not for you. To those of you who are watching on at this point, the video was intended for you. Remember to smash that like button when you do see this video, because the spirit world needs you to know your own worth. Yes, we've been through these horrific situations, and yes, we can't change that. But what we won't do and what we can't accept and what we will never allow it to do is to define us as a person, to manipulate us into living our life in fear of the what ifs. Could this happen again? Now, listen, there's some aspects of it that we have to understand and acknowledge. Not in all cases, but in some situations, human beings don't like to take any accountability for their own actions. It's literally rife on this planet. Rather than people accepting that sometimes we make mistakes and that could have contributed to it, it's them. But by us holding on to those negative force, and again, I don't want it to seem, we're going all Hail Mary and we're doing all these different things. I'm not on about that. But what I'm saying is you spiritually as a person, at this point of your life, you have an abundance and knowledge of wealth. You can help other people to come out of some of the problems that they are facing. You can help individuals who are going through the exact same as what you went through. But what you can't do is to suffer. You have to relinquish that. You have to get rid of that, because the suffering and the pain that you are putting yourself through, you are doing it, my friend. Remember, we can't change the past. We have to accept what has happened to us. We have to welcome the notions that, listen, we survived that. We earned our place to be able to speak out, to be able to help others to deal with it. But what you can't do, and this is the message from the spirit world, what they give me. Coming back to the beginning of this video, I said I had a lot of issues. I had a lot of growing up. I had loads of different problems. Probably not as bad as what you did, but I was a little bit of a toe rag. I had loads of different things, my moral compass was so messed up that I had many different things going on in my world. In the spirit world taught me something at the very beginning of my development. It takes more energy to hate than it does to forgive. Now, the reason why we mentioned at the beginning of this video that you are all energy beings and you have a limited supply of energy, why do you think that was? Because when we look at it in that respect, that it takes more energy to hate than it does to forgive, we want to forgive. We need to forgive. Otherwise, you are carrying around that baggage for the rest of your life. You are feeling sorry for yourself. You are going to do. And the problem is I don't mean to sound cold when I say this, but what you have to accept is, or what you have to realize is, there's a reason why you're watching this video at this part. You need to hear this now. You need to snap out of it. You need to get your life back on track. You need to take the next steps. You need to be the inspiration. You need to be that positivity. You need to be the best version of your own being. You can't let situations, you can't let people, you can't let experiences that you've gone through hold you back. Coming back to forgiveness. Forgiveness isn't a weakness. Forgiveness is the start of a cure. And when I say it's the start of a cure, it's not like you're going to forgive and then all the angels are going to come out and sing, and you're going to have little baby unicorns. You're going to have all of these mad different spiritual things that people talk about. Listen, no. For you, for your personal journey, this is the cure that is going to start you moving forward. Because until you learn to forgive, my friend, you are in stagnation. You are going to consistently go through like a loop. You are going to go through a constant cycle where you are going to have these emotions coming back in. You're going to have this hatred towards these people for some of the things they may or they may not have done. Remember, there's always two sides to a story. They're going to have the same. And one thing that I would recommend to each and every one of you, especially if you are serious about becoming a medium, I'm not saying by forgiving, and please don't get mistaken when I say this, I'm not saying by forgiving someone, you are now their best friend. No. The forgiveness is for you. It's not forgiving them. It's forgiving you so you can move on. I'm not bothered about them. If I'm completely honest, I couldn't care less about their worlds. It's you that I'm here to help. And what we've got to realize is there's no weakness, there's no shame in realizing that what we can't undo is how we need to go forward. What we can't undo is something that you really need to absorb. You need to, that hard hitting sentence is something that you need to acknowledge now more than ever, especially for the healing journey. Because when we're speaking about mediumship, a lot of you like to take shortcuts. A lot of you like to, and listen, there's going to be loads of you who go, "Oh, Jordan, I'm just so one with myself. I'm just listen, but that bloody Gina, she's got everything I want, and this is what I." Straight away. That is not a good sign when it comes into mediumship. The green-eyed monster, envy, the jealousy. You should be happy for other people. You should be happy to see people succeed. It's difficult though when we're speaking about circumstances, because a lot of you might say, well, it's easy for you to say, but listen, you don't know my story. You don't know some of the things that I've been through. You don't know some of the things that I forgive. And that's what makes it crucial to each and every one of you. I don't accept in any way, shape, or form that you can't forgive someone. And again, I don't mean that you are forgiving them for them to put their mind at ease. I couldn't care less about them. You need to forgive them in your own mind so that you can start programming your brain to move on with your life. So we can actively start to embrace life for what it is. We can come out of our shell. We can start to do things that we want to do. We can do the things that we are destined to achieve. A lot of you get it so wrong. And I know there's going to be a lot of you, as soon as I said forgiveness there, you went, what do you mean? Like that with your little crosses and throwing holy water. But forgiveness is going to be the start, the making of you. It's going to allow me as a person to be able to help you. It's the first stumbling block that each and every one of you are going to come across. Remember getting back to the beginning where we said that you are a limited, not unlimited, limited supply of energy contained within the vessel? Well, that limited supply of energy at the start of your day is going to be representative of this bottle. This bottle is now your energy reserves. At the beginning of your day, when you have no issues, your brain hasn't thought about your problems, this is full of water, my friends. Full of water. But as you go through your daily experiences and you go shopping, you then have an argument, you then go to work. You see how this energy is now decreasing. When you come into mediumship, I need that to be as full as it possibly can be so I can use you in readings. I can give you the tools to bring forward evidence from the afterlife. If you're not wanting to become a medium and you've just stumbled across this because it's funny enough, you have just appeared on your page and wow, this was meant for you. Well, think of this in the same respect. In your personal journey, your self-development journey, even it doesn't have to be mediumship, it doesn't have to be psychic development, it doesn't have to be tarot. Any aspect of your being, think of yourself as this bottle. That hatred, that anger that is consuming you like a famished mouse from within. This is what is drinking that water, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be gone. You haven't got an unlimited supply, have you? You've got, and this is why it's imperative at the start of your journey to accept and acknowledge that we have to move on. Sometimes the moving on part is more difficult than the forgiveness. And I get that because we've then come to terms with it, we've accepted it. We've realized that we're never going to go back. It's never going to be that way. But one thing I would say to each and every one of you, the fact that you still have oxygen flowing through your lungs and you have a beating heart, then you have infinite potential on this earth plane to not only make your world the best and to be able to manifest a great future, you have the life lessons and experience to help mankind. You can use some of the hardships that you've endured. You can use some of these. Listen, everyone's got a story to tell, and everyone's going to be a worse story than yours. Listen, that's the way that human beings are. We're very jealous as a species. What you've done, I've done better. I mean, that's not me as a person, but the majority of people are going to have a better story than you. They're going to have a better experience than you. They're going to have a worse circumstance than you. It's literally human nature. It's the way that our minds are thinking. We can't just be happy that somebody has had an experience and we can't be happy for them, or we can't be, helping them to try to move on from that. It's like a competition. It's like a competition spirit or shouting. And it shouldn't be like that. I hope you can see that holding on to negative circumstances is effectively a poison that you are introducing into your world. You are actively now encouraging it. You are actively now welcoming it. And if you're welcoming it, and I get it, right? Listen, I get it. I know I sound cold. I know I sound harsh. But there's one thing that I would suggest to each and every one of you if you are finding it difficult. Let's just put aside the fact that you now understand. You've watched this part of the video because you know that the spirit world have brought you to me. We are going to be the ones to help you. Guarantee you that. Guarantee you that. We've now accepted that we need to do something, and we've now understood that we are the problem here. Not the individual, not the situation. Listen, that's done. That's old history. That's yada, yada, yada. It's gone. You are now the problem. You are the one who's keeping this in your world. You are the one who's holding on to this. How can we rectify this solution? Remember, the brain is such a powerful, powerful part of you as a person. It gives you the right to free will. The brain keeps you alive, and it gives you the right to make decisions, whether they be good decisions, bad decisions. Either way, mentally, you are going to learn from those decisions that you make. And this is more about reprogramming your brain, because whilst we're not going to go into with scientific, listen, I'm not interested in mankind's notions or theories. I'm just interested in getting the job done. But what I would suggest to each and every one of you consciously, if you believe and accept in your heart that you now know that it takes more energy to hate than what it does to forgive, then that's good. That's a start. That's the starting point. What I would also recommend you to do is to go to your drawer, get a little bit of paper, and all I want you to do is I want you to write everything that happened to you. You need to see it in writing. You need to understand that it can't be changed. This happened to you. You are a survivor. You are a warrior. You are courageous. You haven't given up. You haven't chosen to throw in the towel. You are going to take that experience. You have written it down. You have accepted. You're going to write it. You're then going to read it. Once you've finished reading it, my friend, in a safe environment, and I'm not going to say under a full moon, I'm not going to say, what I am going to say is in a safe location, you are going to burn that paper. You are going to watch it burn before your very eyes. Please don't keep a hold of it when it's burning. And please don't throw it in somewhere where it's going to cause a fire. Listen, that's irresponsible. You should never do that. But by seeing it, the mental image of it, by accepting that it takes more energy to hate than what it does to forgive, then realizing that you have a limited supply of energy and we want to use every little morsel of that to get you to where you need to be, and then writing everything down, accepting that we can't change it, and then setting fire to it and watching as them flames burn, gnarl into it, destroy it in front of you. This is going to be the start of a new era for you, and I'm so excited. I just know that you're going to smash it. The spirit world needed each and every one of you to hear this in this way, because it's not something that's openly talked about. On this platform, let's be completely honest, we don't really have much self-development. It's all about the mediumship side of things. It's all about tarot. And listen, we've got paranormal stuff. We've got loads of different things on the channel. Go and check out all of the different playlists. But one of the most important things for each and every one of you to realize at the very, very beginning of your journey, whether that be through self-development, through mediumship, through many different forms of your being, it comes down to you giving yourself a fair chance. Each and every one of us, we don't do that. Naturally, as a default, we punish ourselves. Each and every second of every day, we feel we aren't good enough. How could we ever be good enough? Why doesn't it work in the way that we wanted? In a lot of you may think, well, I don't do that, Joe. I can guarantee there's probably about 90% of you who struggle with these problems on a daily basis. And this is what we need to change. We need to come away from the mindset that you have been conditioned to believe. We want you to be able to blossom. We need you to be able to fly. We need you to be, well, not in the physical sense, Spirit was saying, but fly in terms of a spiritual sense, in terms of your spiritual evolution. We need you to be able to grow, to be able to embrace the beautiful individual that you are, so that we can then utilize you in readings. We can then use you in many different aspects to heal mankind, because ultimately that's what this comes down to. It's about your personal journey and how you go about that journey, more importantly. I hope you have all learned something from this video. Remember, it takes more energy to hate than what it does to forgive. And forgiveness isn't for forgiving the person where you are going to effectively be their best friend. Don't be deluded and think that's the case. What we are actually saying here is we are forgiving ourselves. We are forgiving ourselves that we went through that situation, that we actually met this individual. We are forgiving ourselves so that we can release those shackles of mankind, so those negative burdens that have ultimately held us back for so long, and we are going to soar for those skies. If you enjoyed this video, remember to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and if you haven't, I don't know why you wouldn't. We've got absolute loads more content coming to the channel. Remember, if you do subscribe, to make sure the notifications bell's on. Thank you to each and every one of you. Let me know down in the comment section if there's anything that you didn't understand. If you did like this video, check out the videos pinned at the top left and right. And until the next time, bye-bye for now.